Sabar bang, ini lagi mau record. Oke. Halo, halo, ada? Ada kan? Delay tapi ya? Suara kan delay nggak? Nah, satu, dua.
Aku kedengaran nggak? Aku ada. Aku ada nggak?
Halo, ada suara tak? Halo. Nggak
Ada.
suara.
Sebelah aku aja yang open.
Ada.
Ya, halo, dengar nggak suaraku? Satu, dua, tiga. Hello everyone. We are from Security Pattern Robot LE054. Today, we are explain about one implementation from Security Pattern Robot allow one semester. First, before we are explain about PAC division, explain about project. We have six each member: Silvanus Jokhatan Situjono, Markus Pardede, and me, Andra Putra, Priscilla Tiara Semenung Khalid, Josan Maud Samron Hitu, Muhammad Afif Nugroho, Nur Hafizatun Nabila, and Willy Lutfiandri. So, explain about project one semester is mechanical project from Muhammad Afif Nugroho. Kepada from Muhammad Afif Nugroho,
First, I cut the design using the box to make 3D model and plan the strong to protect the robot like 550 millimeter by 450 millimeter. Design make a robot compact but within the moon. The main body will be made of 2 millimeter thin flat. I just this because the body strong. It also protect the internal component like the sensor, the tank, and some for the mechanical, get installed for bracket to hold the formation motor and also with the main frame of the robot.
okay. Thank you for Habib. Next, mechanical 2 about the component electrical with Willy Lutfiandri. With Willy Lutfiandri, please welcome to presentation.
Okay, about my job, I design different with the previous design because it used existing acrylics that were different size that I designed before. So, and I also calculated the midpoint of the robot and the value was 26 centimeter and DC motor to DC motor was 16 centimeter.
Next, Okay, Willy, thank you. Next, as electrical project, electrical component, from Nur Hafizatul Nabila. From Nur Hafizatul Nabila, please welcome first to presentation.
Okay, this is our component electrical from our robot. This is the wiring, a schematic diagram of our component of our robots. So this is an injection, an ESP, and motor driver and motor DC. Next, this is the block diagram of wiring diagram from our robots.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Nur, from explain about electrical project. Now it's me, it's tracking control, as Andrea Dakota, it's me. Here, the semester, I want to explain another feature, another implementation, how be better with the combine in PID is in N. So if you see guys, different data without INN with NN is so real different. Different data input from motor DC. Okay, next slide. This is a comparison chart. Comparison chart about ENN or N without NN. So if you can guess, if we implementation ENN controller as the motor DC will be better, but only use PID only. The next slide is this is this is slide the demonstration video how to implementation ANN is be more better to use but only PID only.
This is the motor and the motor.
Okay. Okay, it's enough for me explain about tracking control one semester. I can implement NN with PID in the motor DC. Thank you for me. Next is the navigation system with GPS by Priscilla Tiara Simano Khalid. Please, Tiara Simano Khalid, please welcome.
Okay, so this is for the navigation job test. So first, I want to address the problem I faced during the mid-semester exam. So at that time, the map interface was unstable and blinking, um, and I was not applying any filter to the raw GPS data, so the GPS is so noisy. So to solve this, I initially applied a moving average filter. While it helped smooth the path, I found it was not enough. So as shown in the graph, the data is still following the noise of the raw data, even though it is actually moved a little bit, especially during static movement. It's so noisy. So um, I improved the code by adding a motion threshold. So this logic simply tells the system to ignore very small movements. So if the distance is too small, I treat it as noise and do not update the position. Next. Okay, so this is the final result. So as you can see on the display map, here's the comparison. So on the left, you can see the raw GPS data in red, which is very messy and jittery. And on the right, where there is a green line, um, after applying both the moving average filter and the motion threshold, the green line is so much smoother and cleaner, even though it's not really accurate because the GPS is have low accuracy. So regarding on how it works, so the first one is the Python script reads data from the serial port. The second one, and then it published the GPS fixed topic. Then it processing node applies the filter and republish it to GPS filtered. And then finally, the GUI subscribe to this filter topic. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
For navigation system by Tiara. Next, algorithm by Josan Reed. Please, Josan, to presentation about your project this semester.
Alright, this is explain my job desk. The system consists of the main parts patrol mode, algorithm system, and the continuous safety monitoring or file system. First, in patrol mode, the robot start from an alert stage. When a request start command, the robot move toward the first patrol point. Q1 before moving the system check several conditions such as GPS status and battery level. In the GPS function briefly and the battery level is sufficient. The robot calculate the routes and move toward Q1 when the distance between the robot and Q1 is less than 3 meter. The system considers that the robot has reached the destination. The robot continues the patrol to the next point. Using the same process during the patrol the system. Second is the auto system. The robot take let cannot GPS position calculate the distance to the home point. If the distance is the robot return by restrict the reverse. However, the is distance of the home in reverse close, the robot will return this way to home using the first route during the return process. The system also check for obstacles if an obstacle. Okay, next. Okay. With deployment of the file system return, first of the security patrol robot. First, analysis to find with robot and system trigger data use and return method. From my research, I found the filter robot is on the has implement the system. However, the system use VTOL is different from ours. Therefore, I made a comparison between the file system of the system robot and our system based of the main aspect. In the virtual robot, when it lost signal, the file system make the robot stop. It's a like signal position. Manual in the file system we developed. When the robot lost signal, I will automatically return of the starting point of home position. Okay, next. This is the internal testing based still using dummy data. I took a latitude and longitude coordinate building A and building B using Google Map. The code I create work to record the latitude and longitude data in real time as the robot moves. So when the robot moves from building A to building B, the coordinate will coincide set according the robot position. When the robot lost signal, the data stream process will stop because the GPS signal is lost. In addition, in the data, this condition the data by the ROS2 system, which automatically activates the file system feature, making the robot return to its starting point. Okay, next. Next. Dia. In addition, this is me data. Also ada baterai simulation in stream mode. The system itu yang mana sih? When ini baterai kan? When the battery level drop below
Yes.
20%, the system will automatically active the file system mode as well, making the robot return to home position to reset. This is why the file system auto return feature work to only when the robot long signal, but also when the battery is low, allowing the robot operate safety efficiently and autonomous. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Josan for explaining. The next is communication.
Belum.
Okay. Thank you for Jason about your presentation PPL this semester. Next is communication system by Marcus Grede. Please welcome Marcus.
Okay, let me introduce myself, Marcos Pardede, and my name is 63. I'm here for explain about the division of communication that I use. This division is MAPI32, and why I use this component because this is the component to regulate in Indonesia, and this is the made of product Indonesia. It's to be proud to us to use this product by Indonesian made. Background and research objective, autonomous patrol robots is operating in outdoor environments, require a reliable and energy efficient wireless communication system. However, commonly used technologies such as Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, low energy or BLE, suffer from limited communication range and high power consumption. So, LoRa is a promising solution due to long range and low power characteristics. Nevertheless, experimental studies that evaluate LoRa performance on mobile patrol robots, especially using integrated platform like MAPI32, are still limited. Therefore, objective of this research is evaluate the performance of point-to-point LoRa communication based on RSSI and packet delivery ratio in an outdoor patrol robot system. Next. Right. In this slide, I make some example to figure out to you all about how it's used in when it's used in this outdoor campus area. So this is all talk about my research too, about my paper. So like this research is implements a point-to-point oral communication to reduce latency and system complexity. Both the rover and base station use the MAPI 32 platform, which is the integrates and ESP 52 on condition. And you can visualize on the screen. I'm mapping a campus area with the red line and yellow line to talk about the procedure or step by step LoRa as process the audio. And two, I made a block diagram to capture or to figure to you about how it's processed on this and on over. So basically, it's to talk about by LoRa wireless link, like point to point by 923 megahertz frequency. Next. So this is the experimental result that show us that from a total 142 transmit packets, yes, 709 packets were successfully received, resulting in a packet delivery ratio of 75.27%, that the RSSI values range from minus 23 dBm at close distance to minus 112 dBm at longer distance, with an average RSSI of minus 93.33 dBm. So it's like high versus distance graph. So this is a picture about show a clear decreasing trend which is consistent with radio signal propagation theory and previous LoRa studies. This result is indicate to the LoRa communication link remains functional over a wide outdoor area, even with a mobile rover. So we talk about this black data, a black figure. Is hasil analysis data outdoor campus. So this is the result of the my experimental on the simulate or processing data from the raw data. Next, okay. And the last is the slide, the fourth slide for me about communication. So based on experimental result, point-to-point LoRa communication is using with MEPI platform is capable of supporting outdoor patrol telemetry. Although packet loss increase with distance and environmental abstraction, uh, Passive packet delivery ratio remains acceptable for periodic monitoring application. The study confirms that LoRa is a suitable communication technology for low power mobile robot system, operating in all outdoor labs environments. Future work will be focused on testing at multiple distance categories and integrating fully real sensor data during autonomous robot operation. Uh, so from my updates and my division is communication, and thank you everyone. Next.
Okay, next, thank you for Marcus about the question. Explain about communication system by the Patrol. Next is the vision by Vanus. Please welcome Silvanus to present.
Okay, this is the vision part. As you can see, this is the hardware that we are currently using. This is the Logitech Brio webcam at 4K, and it's connected through USB, and it is will be processed with NVIDIA AGX Xavier developer kit. Next. So this is the model architecture that I made at midterm, that I submit at midterm. Next. Overall, this model has a pre-processing, and it has a XDark dataset. It has a zero DCE enhancement in the pre-processing process, and it has a backbone of a YOLO V11 small, and it has a neck of SCL block and a YOLO V11S neck, and in its head it has a RCNN head. Next. And this is the new and updated model architecture that are submitted in the final term of this semester. This is a lot shorter. You can see that there is a lot of cottage in the model. There's a lot of things that we didn't use anymore. Next. And these are the final product of the model. So it still has a pre-processing using a zero DCE, and it still uses XDark as the dataset because it is frequently used dataset for the low light condition. And then we do all the model using the YOLO V11S, the whole model, and we leave the post processing into the native Ultralytics because the model itself it is formatted with PyTorch and uh, s- it is used for native Ultralytics. Next. And this is the result of the training. You can see from the box loss at the training, you can see around 130, I guess, 130 or 140. We can see that it stabilizes even though it's dropping, but it is very normal, as we can see also in other journals that this kind of box loss is normal, but it stabilizes at 150 epochs, and the CLS loss also applies the same, and the DFL loss also. And this is the matrix precision. You see the precision actually stabilize around 50, 50 until 150, and the recall also does the same. And for the validation data, we can see it applies the same of the box loss also, but here we can see that it stabilizes at 50 epochs also, and the CLS loss stabilizes at around 90 epochs, and the DFL loss stabilizes at 50 epochs and rises up until 150. And the MAP applies the same, it stabilizes at around 100 epochs, and the MAP 50 until 95 it stabilizes from 100 into 150. Next. Next, please.
Lagi ke bentar.
Okay. Okay, so this is the confusion matrix that is resulted from the training. We can see it actually does a great job. We can see that the bicycle can track correctly of bicycle around 89%, and the bus around 85%, the car around 77%, the motorbike around 77%, and can correctly detect people around 76%. But from this confusion matrix that we can see that the biggest problem here that uh, people is often misdetect as background also around 65%. And this happens because in the low light condition, the features extraction from the data set is actually not very detailed. That's why when it's implemented into detection, it could be misdetecting trees, shadows as a person because the features is not very detailed as people. In the future reference, we can improve the enhancement state, enhancement and the pre-processing, or we can improve the post-processing also and figure out how to manage this uh, fatal mistake and become better. But overall, this model is actually already doing a very great job, as we can see in the next test result. So here are the three screenshots that I take from a 20 minutes long video of uh, detecting around the campus, around the patrol route, also that already been explained by Marcus earlier. So we can see that the FPS varies at 20 until 30, but it drops when it's in a very dark condition to 10 until 20. And as we can see here, it could detect cars, but we see the picture on the top left, we can see that there is one misdetect here. It misdetect a trash bin as a car, and this is one of the uh, misdetect that we can see. And if you are wondering what the number of 0.82, the car 0.81, and people 0.88, so that is actually called a confidence score. That means that the model is that sure that that is a people or car. So for example, if we can see in the below left, we can see there's a people and it detects on confidence score 0.85. So the model is sure 85% that what they are seeing is people. But if we can see here on the car, it has a confidence score of 0.27. That means the model is sure 27% that that is a car. So it indicates that the higher confidence score is, that means the higher the model is sure and more precise that what it is seeing, it is the right category for the class. Okay, next. Okay, and this is the last. This is ablation study. So what is ablation study? This actually means how the model is cooked. We can see there's a lot of ingredients there, and how much that ingredients really affects the whole mechanism, the whole how the system works and detects the object detection. We can see that only using the YOLO V11S, the MAP is around 0.7 0.711, and you can see the precision is 0.132. The recall is 0.691, and the FPS is 42.5. And when it adds with 0 DCE pre-processing, the MAP increases around 21.4% into 0.863, and the precision also increases, like as shown in the table. And in the class balancing, it increases again around 1.0%. We can see that it increases also in precision and recall, but it kind of decreases in the FPS around 0.1. And when it is deployed in Jetson AGX Xavier Developer Kit, it doesn't add any more MAP. As we can see here in the number, it actually decreases into 0.863, and the precision also reduces around 0.002 from the class balancing, and the recall actually reduces also, but the FPS also dropped around 2.4. So this is the ablation study. So as we can see here, the conclusion is that the 0 DCE has the most uh, impact factor to the model. It increases the MAP to 0.863. So this is all the explanation for the vision. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for about the listen to our description experimentation about the French one semester. And yeah, thank you so much all, and see you next semester. Bye bye. Makasih guys.